Did you know there's actually a psychological connection between your external world and your brain? Yeah, having a more organized and simple exterior environment can help you spend less. So today I have 10 tips to help you simplify your life to spend less. Welcome to Modern Frugality. My name is Jen. I am a personal finance writer and YouTuber, helping you to make better spending decisions and stick to your budget more easily. If you are a subscriber, thanks so much for watching this video. If you like it, let me know by giving me a thumbs up underneath the video and I will make more videos like this. And if you're not a subscriber, you can do that by clicking the red button in the lower right-hand corner. I'm making more videos like this every week. And if this is something you want more of, then definitely click that like button as well. So research has shown that clutter directly affects how clearly you think. And if there's one thing you need to think clearly for, it's to make spending decisions. The clearer your mind, the better spending decisions you make, and that means you stick to your budget more easily. And the research shows for your physical environment, but it's not just your physical environment. When you can simplify and organize every aspect of your life, you're really setting yourself up to make better spending decisions in all capacities. So I'm going to share with you 10 tips that I found in my life really helped me simplify, pare down, and allow myself to have better judgment when it comes to spending. And stick around to the end because I'm actually going to share one thing that I don't think you should do to simplify your life. I've heard it on different podcasts and seen it on different blogs, and I just don't agree with it. So I'm going to share that at the end. The first way you can simplify your life is to declutter your home. So when we see a lot of different items all around the house, it draws our eye line to too many different places. And that subtly affects our brain. And we don't realize it because we see a lot of things all the time. But when you start to pare down and simplify your physical surroundings, then you'll start to feel this sense of serenity. It allows you to make clearer thoughts, clearer spending decisions, and not be drawn by so many things vying for your attention. And it can even help specifically with buying things for your home. When you have just what you need, you're not tempted to buy more home decor by thinking, oh, I just need this one piece to finish this collection or finish off this thing. You feel content. You feel like your house has been completely decorated. So you're not buying as much. And the things you do buy, you know, are really essential and serve a purpose. So it helps you kind of make clearer decisions, but also it just helps you buy, less home decor from Target. Number 2 is less social media. So you want to limit yourself to 1 or 2 platforms that you really enjoy and cut out all the rest. So what this does is it subjects you to fewer ads, subjects you to fewer people showing you what they're wearing, what they're buying, and then also limit your time on these things to limit the ads on those platforms and what you're seeing people buying. I know that it's not a direct clutter, but social media and that endless scroll completely clutters your mind, probably worse than having a closet full of stuffed full of clothes. We just sit on Facebook or Instagram scrolling through, and it is literally an advertisement for all the things that other people are buying. I know I follow mostly frugal living people, and I still get that bug of, oh, but like my house isn't new, my car isn't that nice, yada yada. So spend less time on social media, have fewer accounts, post less, and you will find that you are saving money without thinking. Third is to get out of debt. Debt can be this shameful, grief-inducing weight that we carry. It is really a burden in most cases. So getting rid of that burden will lift you up and allow your brain to think more clearly. And a lot of people will argue that there's good debt versus bad debt. You have to figure out what works for you. I have a mortgage and I'm comfortable with that for 10 to 15 years. Other people really need all debt lifted, and other people are fine just having 30-year mortgages, paying off their credit cards. Having one less thing to worry about financially is a way to simplify your finances so that you can free up more of your time to focus on important financial things like saving and investing and learning all these weird terms that apply to those. Fourth is learn to say no. Frugal people have this magical power that we can do things we want to do and spend money on things we want because we can say no to other things. And the more you try and people please, the more you try and family please, the less room and capacity you have to live your own life because you're so full, so busy living other people's lives. And this is the way other people want you to spend your life. You have to learn to say no. That's the only way you're going to be able to simplify your schedule and not take on too many commitments. Simplify your budget and your spending by not buying too much or lending too much money to other people. And that's going to allow you to have a greater capacity to say yes to the things that are important to you. Fifth is to focus on one thing. I am a huge fan of the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, and it has radicalized how I run my business, how I live my life, how I choose my goals. You can go further, faster by focusing on one goal at a time. Multitasking is a myth. It's hard to do. I'm not saying you can't do it, but you will not go as fast if you are focusing on multiple things at a time. And you'll think clearer, more efficiently, and have better ideas when you can commit to one task at a time. And I have seen this personally in my life. When we paid off $78,000 of debt, that was our only goal. We weren't trying to save for a house. We weren't trying to invest for retirement. We weren't saving for cars. We saved those things till after. And because we were able to fully focus on one goal, what should have taken us 5 years on an $80,000 to $88,000 combined salary took us 2. And you will find that if you cut down your goals, you'll get that thing done faster, and it usually gets done even better than when you're working on 2, 3 different things at a time. 6 is to automate everything. There is no reason for you to be manually paying bills, manually saving, manually investing. It takes too much time in your schedule. So everything that you can automate, you should be. So that's investments into your retirement, whether that's IRA or 401k, your debt payments, even your extra debt payments, if that's what your goal is. Your savings should be automized. Anything that can be set to auto pay should be set there. And you can actually change around some of your due dates to be more conducive to when you get paid. So if that is something you're worried about, is not having enough money to pay your bills, then just call your utilities provider, your credit card company, whoever the bill is from, and you can get them to change it. Automated billing also helps you pay your bills and all your obligations before you spend the rest of it. So there are a ton of reasons why automating things is so important to simplifying your life. 7 is one that not a lot of people talk about, but a lot of people are confused by. So it's simplifying your budget categories. A big question people have about groceries is, how do I separate my food purchases from my household goods purchases, from clothing and other things I might buy at the grocery store? And the answer is, don't separate it. If you buy it at the grocery store, count it as a grocery item. The fewer budget categories you have, the easier it's going to be to stick to them. So if it's a totally outlandish purchase from the grocery store and you really want to count it out, then that's another story. But personally, if I get it from the grocery store, it's a grocery purchase. And that just means you combine what you would have spent on household and grocery into one budget category. So if it was 50 and 50, now it's 100. Just work your budget to be less complicated, and you will find sticking to it will be easier because you won't have to put in as much effort. That means you're using 4 to 5 categories. Those categories have more money in them. Don't stress about making your budget down to the line item, like, this is my pizza budget, this is my coffee budget, this is my Q-tip budget. Like, you don't need to do that. Just groceries, dining out, entertainment, big things, and you'll be fine. 8 is to consolidate bank accounts. So this kind of goes with paying off debt. The fewer debt accounts you have, the better. And the fewer accounts overall you have, the less effort you have to put into managing your finances, so you can have a clearer picture of your financial situation. I like to use Personal Capital to look at all of my accounts in one place. And by having fewer accounts, I can see all that on one page, and it's super simple to see where I'm at and to track transactions. Make sure there's no transactions that shouldn't be there. Make sure I've gotten refunds on things I need. Have as few accounts as possible so that you can keep track of them all. 9 is to use one card. This is where I really get held up with travel hacking and credit cards, because to optimize those, people are using 5 to 6 cards at a time, and that is not me. I do travel hacking, and I do it in a simple way, and that's definitely going to be a video I'm going to make soon, but I only use one card at a time. I'm never surprised by a transaction because I'm just only having to keep track of one card and one account. So it's really easy to pay my bills and keep track of my transactions. And number 10 is to plan a simple menu. Meal planning, super important to saving money, but you can actually spend more money with meal planning than without. And that's a mistake a lot of people make when starting out, because you're using Pinterest and recipe books to create this really great meal plan. It's not sustainable because you're not in a habit of cooking yet. So you might make 2 or 3 of those 7 dinners that you've planned. And B, sometimes those recipes have real random ingredients like smoked sea salt. Saw it in a recipe, still can't find it. So plan a simple menu. Start really easy, really small. Think of a beans and rice dish, a taco dish, a pasta dish. Think of really easy basics that you can customize and do differently every week. And then as you get more comfortable in the kitchen, maybe you can add in some smoked sea salt. But with these simple recipes, you're going to spend less time meal planning, spend less time meal prepping, and have the capacity to think more clearly at the grocery store in other areas of your life. And you're going to be able to sustain it longer. Like, let's face it, a fancy meal plan is not sustainable. Make your meal plan very simple and just think of ways to customize those simple foundations. All right, I promised you, what's the one thing that I see that I don't think simplifies your life? And that's using cash. I see a lot of people say, stick with cash, it'll simplify your finances. And to an extent, it does help you save money, but I don't think it necessarily simplifies anything. You're keeping track of cash, you don't know if you're gonna run out, and sometimes you need more money than you physically have. And that's why we carry a debit card or a credit card, is for those moments. And yes, I do believe if you have a compulsive spending problem, maybe cash is the best for you right now, but it doesn't mean it's the simplest option. Let me know in the comments if you have used any of these to simplify your life and how it's worked for you. If you want more videos about how to spend money smarter and how to save money, then definitely subscribe to the channel, and I will be bringing you more of these every week.